Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, which is the day after one of the most extraordinary days in my life. I owe a huge amount of thanks, and I know Mark will talk about this later as well, to all those of you who came to Stratford yesterday to see our live edition of the show. It was just an absolute blast. I was very, very nervous. As I mentioned, my hands were shaking as I was trying to do the mouse. I've got some pictures. I know I should talk about what's going to be in this video, but let me just show you some of the pictures that we've been tweeted. If you do have any pictures, we'd love to see them. So you can see this is us on the stage. That's the puzzle that we solved. Just Arrows by Eric Rathbun, who his puzzle was selected, well, it was recommended by two of the testers as being really, really a good one to do at the festival, and so it proved. It was an absolutely beautiful puzzle. Its only fault was towards the end there wasn't a 3 in the corner, so there was no singing, which was a cause of some chagrin for some people. But look, there's another picture we got tweeted here. Let me see what else have I got here. We talked to many of you at length afterwards. There's a selfie there. It was just fantastic. I really didn't know what to expect, but I have to say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much, and that's only because of the interaction I got to have personally with so many of you who came and was so kind to the two of us. It really was a great thrill. Yes, I know Rachel, who I've met before, was there, was saying we should do it more often at Bletchley Park. I don't know. I now perhaps could be persuaded. Or even maybe something similar in the States. I'm not sure, but it was a great, yeah. It really was something. And so many of you I met. Well, I met so many of you. I don't want to sort of sorry, my phone's buzzing at me. I don't want to particularly call out anyone in particular, but I will mention that the puzzle on the screen, which is the one I'm going to be trying in today's video, was constructed by Joel, who I did meet yesterday. And Joel is known to the Sudoku community as Dr. Logic. And this puzzle, 4 lines, is what I'm going to have a go at. So Joel, it was lovely to meet you, and I hope I will be able to solve your puzzle, which has got a remarkably short, well, it's not necessarily it's quite a short rule set, but and it's called 4 lines because there are indeed 4 lines, but these lines they aren't very long, and the rules attaching to them are not very detailed. So I think this might be quite a difficult solve. But anyway, we'll get to that in a moment or two's time. There were other things that I needed to talk about apart from Stratford-Upon-Avon yesterday. Before we kick off, let me think about them. We are closing in very quickly on the 1st of November, which is going to be Patreon Reward Day. Duality 2 is the Sudoku Hunt competition commencing on that day at 4 p.m. By the Skunk Works. It is magnificent, so don't miss out. It really is a phenomenal collection of puzzles, and that competition begins very shortly. What else? I've got some birthdays. Let me do some birthdays. Now, a couple of these are late, and that's because Mark and my schedules has been all over the shop for the last few days because we had to pre-record a couple of videos. So I'll start off with Stephen, who turned 61, I think over in Houston, if I remember rightly, Stephen. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. This was yesterday, sharing a birthday with John Cleese, I'm led to believe. And your wife wrote to me, Stephen, and said you'd appreciate a shout out, and described you as a great husband and father, and told me that it won't be chocolate cake, but it might be sushi that's on the card. So I hope you'll have had it by now, and I hope it was good, and I hope your birthday went off swimmingly. And then another late birthday, Vivian. Vivian, you turned 20 on Saturday. And I know that you got your love for Sudoku from your grandmother. It's amazing how many family members pass on a love of puzzles down the generations. I was sorry to hear that she passed last month. I hope you're doing okay. Good luck with the architecture degree, which I know is ongoing. And, well, good luck also with your Halloween party, which I gather is themed on the Twilight Zone, one of the great pinball machines, I will add. Anyway, Vivian, I hope it was a good day on Saturday. I'll say well done to Cinny, who started solving variant Sudoku on the channel in March and has now solved 50 of the puzzles that we have featured. Now that's quite a good run rate, so very well done on getting addicted to this wonderful hobby. We've had many amazing emails over the last few days. I would just like to shout out Elsie, originally from Lebanon, a mechanical engineer, I think now living in Kuwait. Elsie's email was very moving, and Elsie, we did appreciate it so much, and thank you for taking the time to write to us, and good luck with your little one, and good luck obviously with everything that's going on, and also to Lucy, who I did meet yesterday. Lucy, thank you so much for your email. It meant a great deal, yeah, well, you know what you said. It moved me. And with all that said and done, I know it's a bit of a long introduction. I hope you'll forgive me for that. Why don't we take a look? I'm looking at my list. I don't want to miss anything. Let's have a look at 4 Lines by Dr. Logic and see what's going on. Oh, I've remembered something else. Loads of you have asked whether there is any recording of yesterday's episode. The answer is no. There was definitely no official recording. I don't know if anybody in the audience took any videos, but if you did, do share them with us. We'd love to see any of the footage. We haven't got any of our own photos, you see, because we were sort of doing it. Yeah, do drop us an email or share it on Twitter or on YouTube or something and let us know. I think we wouldn't be the only people who might be interested in seeing what there is. But anyway, let me do this. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row. What is that? Every column. I haven't even got the excuse today that my hand is shaking. My hand is not shaking today, and that is good. And every 3 by 3 box. Whoops. So these have to contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. Each line. Now these lines typically would not have this colour, but I think because it's almost a duality rule, in the sense that these lines are both region sum lines and zipper lines. So in a region sum line, the 3 by 3 box borders divide each red line into segments with the same sum. So those 2 digits, you can see the line passes from box 2 into box 3. So these 2 digits have to add up to those 3 digits. That's how region sum lines work. And then zipper lines, digits equidistant from the centre of the line marked with a red circle sum to the digit in the centre of the line. So that digit, imagine that was, I don't know, let's make that 7. If that's 7, these 2 digits would add up to 7 and those 2 digits would add up to 7. That is how the rule works. And then, what else? Oh, just one more rule. Let's get rid of the colour there. Digits cannot repeat on a marked diagonal. So this collection of digits here has to be a set of the digits 1 to 9. And this collection of digits on the negative diagonal has to be a set of the digits 1 to 9. And I think that is all the rules. 4 Lines by Dr. Logic. Joel, let's see what we can do. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm laughing actually. I'm thinking as I'm doing that yesterday when I said let's get cracking, I looked up over the top of my laptop screen, which is what I was solving on, and I just saw a sea of faces, and it completely freaked me out because, of course, normally I have the most prosaic view behind my computer. It is not a sea of faces at all. There is nobody watching, yeah, this it was a real shock. This is a very, very peculiar puzzle. We get a 4 in the corner and just these tiny little lines, which, well, I would be more believing they did things if they spanned more boxes. I mean, they're going to have very limited mathematical properties in the sense that a region sum line, the digits on this line have to be divisible by 2 and 3. I can say that. So I suppose they're divisible by 6 overall. How am I getting to that? Well, the reason I'm getting to that is I know those two squares sum to those 3 squares from the region sum rule. So if these 2 digits added to x, these 2 digits would also add to x, or these 3 digits would add up to x. So overall, the line would sum to 2x, which is an even number. But we also know that this digit, whatever this is, adds up to this, well, these 2 digits add up to the blue digit, and those 2 digits add up to the blue digit. So the line overall is also divisible by 3, because if this digit is x, then we've got another x there and another x there. So it's divisible by 3 and 2, therefore divisible by 6 overall. So, and whatever we put here, so let's say we made that 5, then the line overall would add up to 15. That doesn't work. 15 is not divisible by 6, is it? So, oh, okay, yes, divisible by... Oh, yes, okay, so this has got to be even. Sorry, that's totally obvious, isn't it? Because we need something divisible by 6, and 6 is an even number. So, and because we're going to multiply this middle digit by 3, if this is odd, the whole line will add up to an odd number. So I don't think 4 can 4 work, or not? 4 times 3 is 12. 12 is divisible by 3. 4 with a load of oh, hang on, no, something weird's going on here. No, that's weird. Oh, oh, that's breaking my brain. Why 4 doesn't work? But not because of the zip equality, but because of the region sum quality. Oh yes, okay. Yes, I can't. Right. Okay, so what we are... This is interesting. This digit is 6 or 8. Okay, it's not 4, because although the way to think about it is the moment this is 4, the whole line adds up to 12, because it's 4 times 3. Now, 12 has to be divided by 2 to give the 2 portions of the line that appear in box 2 and box 3. So this would have to add up to 6, and these 3 would have to add up to 6, but this would be a 4. And I can't make these both 1, so that just doesn't work at all. We might be able to get rid of 6 here. If this is 6, the line adds up to 18, which means each little portion of the line, this bit adds up to 9, and that bit adds up to 9, and if that's 6, that would have to be a 1-2 pair. Actually, okay, I've done an enormous disservice to these lines. This line is far more constrained than I'd realised. The combination of the 2 rules is profound, actually, because I'm also seeing there, if this was 6, let's put it in, if this was 6 and this was a 1-2 pair to make sure the blues added up to 9, these add up to 9, but don't forget each little parcel either side of the 6 has to add up to 6, so this would be 4, 5, and this would be 4, 5. So actually, if that is 6, almost the entire population of the line can be filled in. What happens if it's 8? If it's 8, then the line adds up to 24. Each little bit of the line adds up to 12 then, so these have to be a 1-3 pair because they have to add up to 4 in 2 digits that don't repeat. So these would be 5 and 7. Right, so that's very beautiful, because now what we can say is that this side of the line always contains a 5. It's either a 4-5 pair or it's a 5-7 pair. Whether this digit is 6 or 8, there is always a 1 in one of these squares, and they're very restricted because they're either a 1-2 pair or a 1-3 pair. And these squares were either, what was it, 4-5 or 5-7. So that line is completely and utterly, it's not determined, but it is very restricted. And, oh, I see. Well, that's a silly line. But this line, hasn't this line got exactly the same geometry from a sort of mathematical perspective, ignoring the overlap with the diagonal? That's got 2 lines in one box like that one, and 3 lines in the next box like that one. So that should be the same. So there's got to be a 1 in one of those squares. This is either 4-5 or 5-7 with a 5 in one of the 2 positions. Ones. Is it something to do with the diagonals? If these digits were the same, they'd have to go... imagine these were both 6. Those digits would have to go there, wouldn't they, on the positive diagonal? Or that digit would have to go in one of those 2 positions. Okay. So it's going to be this line, isn't it? This is longer. But its mathematical properties are different because how's this one working? Let's work this out. So we've got whatever that is. Let's make it Z for zipper. Zipper is equal to the 2 yellows, the 2 oranges, and the 2... What colour should we have? Oh, these are the... Oh, I haven't used purple. That's quite revolting against the red background. Okay, but so this line is a multiple of 4, isn't it? Because whatever Z is, Z is repeated in yellow, repeated in orange, and repeated in purple. So 4Z is the total of this line. But yeah, that's weird. So each side of the line adds up to 2Z. Is that wrong? Is that total and utter rubbish? I don't think that probably isn't rubbish. Okay, that's very interesting. So, if this is Z, I'm saying this is Z, the whole line adds up to 4Z. It's in 2 regions. It's in that box 9, and it's in box 6. So 4Z, you divide 4Z by 2 and you get 2Z. So this bit adds up to 2Z, and that bit adds up to 2Z, but that's Z. And that means that bit adds up to Z, and it's an arrow. That's really weird. So this square, that is an arrow with that. Am I going to do? I'm not going to do that because that's going to confuse me. But that's true. This digit, mathematically, is the sum of those 3 digits. Now that means that Z is at least 6 because the minimum, these might not be able to be a 1, 2, 3 triple because it seems to have a lot of overlap with these. But let's imagine it was a 1, 2, 3 triple. That is the minimum it could be. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So this Z digit is at least 6. Now if it is 6, the line adds... This would add up to 12. No. Oh, I see. Wow. There's a massive problem here. Right, that's a 9. This was what I'm going to claim now. That's really clever. I don't know if I've done a Dr. Logic puzzle before. I really should have done, I think. This is a 9, because I don't think this... Remember I said this was an arrow, and I stand by that. But what that means is that if I ever put 1 on this arrow, 1 is on the other side of the line, because 1 can't go along here because of the negative diagonal. So 1 would be in one of these squares. But this is where it gets very peculiar, because if this is 6, this line, well, remember this portion of the line. This is the critical thing. When we did the mathematics of the line, I described it as being a 4z line overall, which is split in half into two 2z pieces. So this is a 2z piece, i.e. 2 times whatever I put in there. So if I make this 6, this has to add up to 12. But you might say, well, that's easy, but it's not, because if that's 6, the maximum size of any digit you can put on a zipper is 1 less than the middle digit of the zipper. So if this is 6, I could put 5 and 4 here with a 1, and that won't add up to the right number. If this is 7, I can put 6 and 5 and 1, if I've got a 1 here, so I have to put a 1 on this string, and it won't work. If this is 8, I can put 7 and 6 here, but I've got to get to 16. I've got to get to 2 times whatever this number is. So with 7, I've got to get to 14. With 6, 5 and 1 maximum. With 8, I've got to get to 16. With 7, 6 and 1 maximum. So, but it must be the same with 9. Does that mean that is... Well, so what I'm saying is, firstly, I'm saying this is 9. Because it cannot be. I think I might be saying more than that, because I might be saying you just can't put a 1 on here, ever. Because you will put a 1 on the lower side of the arrow, and even if this is 9, the same logic will apply. It won't work, because I'll be doing 8, 7 and 1 as a max for this triple, and that needs to add up to 18, and obviously won't. So, what I'm saying is this is massive. I'm saying A, this is 9. B, that cannot have a 1 on it and is 2, 3, 4. So these squares are whatever the counterpart to 2, 3 and 4 are to add up to 9. So they're 5, 6, 7. This is a beautiful puzzle, because now there must be a coincidence between, well, this includes a 2 or a 3. That triple includes a 2 or a 3. So where does that coincident digit go in this column? It's got to go here. That's going to make a 1, 2, 3 triple on the negative diagonal. And what that is doing, well, yeah, that means that means these are different, is what that means. Let me just show you that. Because whatever the digit is that appears in this, the digit that isn't 1 that appears in this, on this diagonal line here, that digit is this digit. And that digit is not on this line. So if this was 1, 2, this is 2, and this is 1, 3, which would make that 8, and make that 5, 7. But if this is 3, that's 3 in the corner, this would be a 1, 2 pair, and this would be a 6, with these adding up to 9. So these, right, so what we need to do, probably, do you think we pencil mark the low digits, or do we pencil mark? Maybe we do both. This is definitely different to this. This is definitely... So there's a low digit on here. That's a 2 or a 3, and it's not that digit. And that digit will find a friend in here. And that will go, but it could be a 4 maybe, and go there. Okay, so maybe in this row it's not quite as restricted. Oh, yes, okay. Of course. Look, what about those 2 digits? By Sudoku. Now, it is absolutely outrageous if I'm made to do Sudoku in this Sudoku puzzle. It was quite good yesterday when I had Mark to help me do the Sudoku. Yeah, these can't be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 7, can they? So they've got to be 4. Do they have to actually be a 4-8 pair? No, they could be 9. Oh, bobbins. All right, 4, 8, and 9. 4, 8, and 9. So if that was... No, that doesn't work. So 5 and 7 are in these 3 squares. Oh. You see, if that was 5 or 7, then this couldn't be a 5-7 pair, and that would have to be a 6. Or is it the given 4? These 2 digits. This line is weird. I mean, I suppose, okay, it's just a zipper without a middle, isn't it? Because it's an even length line. So this has to obey region sum line rules, which means this digit is the same as this digit. So this digit is not 5, and I was going to say not 4, but actually that 4 doesn't see those squares. No, I don't think it is that line. It might, if it is, then I'm embarrassed, but I don't see why it should be. Okay, so what it is the following. Yeah, what it is these squares, isn't it? How many, okay, yeah, how many of those digits are 5, 6, and 7 in box 3? That's a good question. Because it can't, well, it can't actually even be 2. It must be exactly 1. Because if it was 3, imagine 5, 6, and 7 were in the black squares. Well, then they're there. Where would they go in column 7? They couldn't go here, and they couldn't go here, so they'd all have to pack into this square. And yeah, that's not going to work, is it? So if it was 2 of the digits 5, 6, and 7 in here, 2 of them would have to pack into that square, and that won't work. So it must be only 1 of them, and that's okay, providing that the other 2 from 5, 6, and 7 that are not in this square go in those 2 squares. And that means that cannot be an 8, because if it was an 8, I'd only have room for 1 of 5, 6, and 7 here. And I couldn't put enough 5, 6, and 7s in column 7. There might be a very simple way of expressing that, actually. It feels like there's some really obvious Sudoku reason why that must be, why what I've just said is force. But anyway, it works. So that digit's got to be a 6. It cannot be 8. This digit has to be 5 or 7. This digit has to be 5 or 7. We know one of those digits had to go in here in column 7. So this is a 5, 7 pair. That digit can be neither 5 nor 7 now, because it will see both of these digits because of the diagonal. This being a 6 means this is a 1, 2 pair. These add up to 9, therefore, so this is a 4, 5 pair. The digit in the corner is not a 3 again. Oh, the calamity. Can we still get a 3 in the corner? Yes, only if it's there, though. That one is ruled out by this 1, 3 pair, and that one was ruled out by a very naughty given digit. Oh, no, it's 3 that's coincident between these squares and these squares. So 3 is in just a domino over here. Oh, we said these were different, didn't we? So this has got to be 8. This is now a 5, 7 pair. 8 is in a domino in box 6. 8 is in one of those squares. Can 8 go here? No, because it would reflect into its own column in column 4. So 8's in a domino there. It still doesn't seem to me that there's remotely enough information here for this to disambiguate uniquely. What am I missing something very obvious? I must be missing something very obvious. Because this can't work, can it? Hang on. What is... Oh, I see. If that's 8, these two become... Ah, okay. Alright, so we get a bit more Sudoku-age done. 4, 9 here. So these squares are 1s, 3s and 8s. No, that really isn't very potent at all, is it? On the negative diagonal now, I have not put in 5, 6 and 7 by the looks of things. So we've got to put 5, 6 and 7 on the diagonal. That's not 6. That is... Oh, I see. That is 6. There's a 5, 7 looking at it. So that is 6, which is the blue digit. So the blue digit is in one of these two squares. We might want to... Can we colour these 5, 6 and 7 somehow? I'm just wondering, because that digit's going to be the same as that one. Can we get it to... No, I don't know if I can, actually. Sorry. Oh, there's a good question. Here... Well, or is it really? No, it is interesting. There must be another way of seeing what I've seen here. I don't know what it is. That digit, where does it go in box 6? And the answer, look, is in this domino, which already has an 8 pencil marked in it. So these two squares are from 5, 7, being this digit, and 8, which I suppose is that I've gained from this pencil mark. And that makes a 5, 7, 8 triple in box 6. It means these squares are a 1, 6 pair. And that might be good. He says trying to work out why. If they're a 1, 6 pair, can we do something somehow with that? Yes, I can actually. Yes, I can. Where? Here is... Oh, goodness, this is a very obvious question. Where's 1 in column 9? 1 can't be there ever, can it? So I could have done that ages ago. I'm so sorry. I didn't spot that at all. Right, so the purple digit now, which pairs up with this one, is not 6. So this digit is not 3. We're adding up to 9. That's quite nice. So now 3 is either in orange or yellow in this triple, and therefore that gets me a 3 in the middle of the grid and a 1 here. Now, that means there's a 1 over here in one of these squares by Sudoku. And... Oh, I'm sure it does more than that. I just have to figure out how. So these... So there's definitely a 6 in one of these two squares. There's a 5, 7 square here. Oh, goodness. Well, hang on, there must be something else going on here, because where do I put... I don't understand this. The Sudoku here is weirding me out. Where's 9 in this column? Yeah, okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's available from this 9 if I'd used it, which I haven't. Okay, so it's just a failure of Sudoku. 9 goes here, so this is 9. This is 4. That takes 4 out of that square, which means I take 5 out of the equivalent yellow square, don't I? But, okay, so in this column, we can see that 8 has to be at the bottom. So this is not an 8. This is a 1 or a 3. Now, it's strange this, because there could be more. Oh yeah, look, there is. This is outrageous again. Where are 5 and 7 in the middle box? And the answer, I think, is there. Oh, that's gorgeous, because that's given me a 5-7 pair on the positive diagonal. Where's 4? Yeah, where's 4 in this box now? And it can't be here, can it? And it can't be there, so it's in one of 2 places. Is that good or not? And the answer is, I don't know. Where is... This being a 5-7 pair, is that doing something profound? Or is there some sort of 5, 6, 7, 8 thing going on somewhere? And in one direction, this is the 6, I was going to say arrow, it's not an arrow. The 6 zipper is going to have like a 1-5 pair in one direction and a 2-4 pair in the other. I think either way round that might be okay. Okay, so I must have to do something else. I mean, even now, and I have done a bit better with Sudoku in the last few minutes, I still don't feel it's remotely likely that this disambiguates. What am I missing here? There must be some way that we can... There must be some way that we can learn things about... Okay, there's a 5 here and a 5 here. So the 5 in row 3, where is that? It's in one of those 3 positions. And that's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Bother. 4 is in one of those 3 positions, just using these 4s together. 4 is in one of these squares. This box, what does it need? 2, 4, 6 and 9. So, okay, so 6 is in one of those squares. 6 can't be here, so this is a 6-8 pair. That's definitely new news, isn't it? Ah, right. So it's going to be row 6, where I haven't placed. This digit is 2, 3 or 4. So this digit is 2, 3 or 4. It's not 3, according to that pencil mark. So it's 2 or 4 now. Which of those is more likely? If it was 2, one of those would be a 2. One of these would be a 2. If it was 4, well, that would be a 4. And there would be a 4 in one of those. No, okay. That's so annoying. Well, that was very exciting for a moment, but I've died a death there as well, haven't I? Oh, goodness. How do we go? Where should we go from here? We've got this 5, 7, 8 triple in the row. 1 is over here. Can I colour these 5s and 7s somehow? Is that the trick that I'm failing to spot? That digit can't be a 5 or a 7. That digit can't be a 5 or a 7. If this was 7, this would be 2. That would be 3, 4 pair here. That's fine. The only thing we can't have here is a 2, 4 pair, but we know that already because that would break this digit. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see what to do. Where do you think we... Where on earth am I meant to look here? Okay, we might have to resort to more Sudoku, which is a terrifying prospect. Alright, let's try this row maybe, because we have effectively got 5 digits in that row. We haven't got 2, 3, 4 and 9. See, I just don't see how that's in any way restricted. I suppose 4 can only go in one of 2 positions in the row, because this 4 does see the diagonal position. So that square is 2 or 9 only. It sees... No, that could be 4. What are you talking about? That square is 2 or 9 only. That does see 3 and 4. No, I don't think that does it. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, is I am going to try and colour these 5s and 9s. So let's... Sorry, 5s and 7s. Now, does that mean I have to take out my beautiful colouring over here? I don't know. I really don't want to do that. Could we... Oh, there's a 1, 2, 3 triple there that I haven't noticed, actually. Oh, that might be interesting. Let's have a look at column 8. I've got a 1, 2, 3 triple. And I've got a 4, 6 pair. So it's only 5s, 7s, 8s and 9s into these squares. Let's put that in. Because I know that one is not 5 or 7, don't I? That's come right down. That's 8 or 9 now. Yeah, okay, let's carry on with that, actually. What's that digit? Now, that digit is not 1, 2, it's not 3, 4. It's not 5, because there's a 5, 7 pair. It's not 6. Oh, good grief, it's an 8. There's an 8, 9 pair in this box. I mean, that's just brutal. That's brutal. I mean, I suppose it's not that brutal. But if you don't major on Sudoku, then it is brutal. So this square... Oh, goodness me, I beg your pardon, Mrs. Arden, there's a chicken in your garden. There is a 5, 7 pair now, so that is... Now, hang on. Why did I have a 9 pencil mark there? That's got to be 9. That can't be 9. So this is 9, this is 8, this is 8, here we go. Now, I've got a 5, 6, 7 triple here. So these 2 digits are the same, aren't they? Those 2. And this can't be 5 anymore. I think we've known that for a while. This must be a 3, 4 pair to complete this box. And all we've got to do now is somehow relate this to the world. So, this digit is also the purple digit. That digit, that digit, that digit. Let's make those green. Green lives in one of these. So green, oh, I was going to say green has to appear on this diagonal, but that's a very obvious thing to say. Green is there, I suppose. So this is purple. That's purple. You see, if we could fix purple or green on here, we would be in good shape, wouldn't we? 5, 7. How do we deal with this then? Oh, there's a 9 here, so this has become a 2. Oh, we must be doing something relatively sensible in box 5 now. We've got 4, 6 and 9 to place. Oh yeah, but they're all off the diagonal, so we're not going to get very many or very much help with them. That purple 2 or 4 is a little bit misleading because I'd better take it out really. It's the counterpart to this one, which is why I purplified it. Is there a reason you can't have a 2 over here? Because that would make this a 2, and that would fix this. 2, 3, 4 would make this 7, 5, 6, I think. 2. I don't know. What about... I know there's an 8 down here. I don't think that's interesting. I know one of these squares is a 4, don't I? Looking at this column. Where's 4 in this column? Oh, that, yeah, but that's, I think we have already known that. That just means one of these is a 5. Which means one of these is a green or purple square. And either could be at the moment. This could be green, and that is purple. Right, so we're still not there. Is there a reason you see, yeah, that's another interesting thought. If, for example, I knew which of the... Oh, no, that doesn't work. I was going to say, if I could disambiguate the 1 and the 2 here, that's going to have quite a profound effect down the grid. This isn't 4, I've just noticed, because of this 4-5 pair here. So this is down to 6 or 9. What about... I don't know. What am I meant to do? Perhaps I've got to label these squares up. Let's finish off this diagonal. So these are 1 and 6, I want to say. That's useful. That's a 6. Oh goodness, I should have respected the diagonals more. 6 and 1 go into the grid. Does it do anything? Yeah. 6 and 8 go into the grid. So 6's must be... Oh. Ah, yeah. This being a 6 takes 6 out of that square. Now I've got 6's pencil marked into these positions. So that's 6. That's 3 on the 9 zipper. So this isn't 3. And this isn't 6. So these are now 5 and 7, which means we can replace orange with green. Now it doesn't tell us which is the 5, but it did give us a 3 here. Does that do? This 2-4 pair is lovely. That means that's 1 and that's 2. So we aren't going at this by this way. We're going at it actually from the right-hand side of this zipper. That must be 5, that must be 4. That's 5, that's 7. To make sure each of the sort of pairs either side of the middle adds up to the correct number. Okay, so I can see 5 lives in one of these squares in column 2. 7 lives in one of these squares in column 1, which means 7 is in one of those squares in row 9 from this pencil mark and this pencil mark. And from here, we will argue that that's a 3, so this is a 1. So 1 is in this domino in box 8. Okay, and now what should we do? Do we think it's going to be 6's? Which have to be in one of those 3 squares in row 9. Or I don't know. Oh no, come on, Simon. What is it? How do these 5s and 7s get resolved? Is it going to be... Oh, there we go. I've got something. Oh, it might not work though. 7 in the top row is in one of those squares. Now 7 in box 5 is in one of those squares. So I can ask where 7 is in column 6, look. And apparently it's got to be in one of these squares in box 9. So it's actually exactly there. Now that is beautiful. Because now, where's 6 in column 6? And it's only got one position, which is here. So this is 3, 8 and 9 into... Oh, hang on. That doesn't really matter. We're taking a 4 out of here. There is a 4 in one of those squares. But let's fully pencil mark column 6 now. Get rid of the 9 here. Do we get rid of any more of anything? No. Oh no! 1, 3. What's going on in this row? 1, 3, 7 and 9. So this square is 3 or 9. It's got very Sudoku-y. No. Okay. Oh, Dr. Logic, what have you done here? Shall we try 4? Is very restricted in box 1. Let's double click 4. So can we do anything more with those? Really, it would be lovely to know, wouldn't it, which way round this went. If this is 2, that's 2. That would be 2. That would be 2. Gosh, I think we get all the 2s in the grid. But what's interesting is it looks like they worked. So that's probably correct. Let's try and work out why this can't be 4. If these are 4, that's 4. That would be 4 in the middle box. That would be 4. So all these 4s and 5s would be disambiguated. This would be 4. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, so there is some way of me demonstrating that. I don't think that worked anyway. Sorry, let me just think about that again. Oh, hang on. No, I might have missed the fact that this was a 4. That would be 4. That would be 4. What's wrong with that pattern of 4s? Maybe nothing. Okay. Oh no. Okay, so where do I look now? Okay, I'm going to just have to, I think, just knuckle down and get on with the Sudoku. Let's try row 4. 3, 4 and 9 to place. So this is 3 or 9. I feel like I've said that before. That's 3, 4 or 9. Both of these, well, the 4 did affect this one, but not the other. 9? The 9's somehow restricted. I don't think they are. I don't seem to know very much about 9s, if I'm honest. 8s? Oh, I know more about 8s. Oh, that may be true, but I don't seem to know enough about them. 7s? 7 or 5 is the absolutely critical one. Can we colour these two? That would be really very good. 7 is in one of those squares. Oh, it's so close. 5? No, I just can't see how to do it. And I'm unsure whether I'm meant to do it in the order of sort of getting the 5 or the 7 now, because I could also get it, couldn't I, by unwinding the 2s and the 4s here. that would also allow me to finish this. So, which way are we meant to go about doing this? I've done... Oh, I mean, it could be horrible stuff, like looking at cells like this that can't... I mean, that can't be a 5 or 7, but trying to use the diagonal and pinching squares like that. Or, what else could it be? Plain vanilla Sudoku. Let's try that again. 2s. What do we know about 2s? Anything good? No. No, I'm going to claim. 3s. I don't think I've got... Have I got... Oh, I've got 1 3 in the... Oh no, 2 3s in the grid. Very little I know about 3s. Is it something to do with the how these fit together? So if that digit is a 4, that digit is a 5, and this would be 2, and this would be 7. Oh no, that's fine. I was about to say that doesn't work, but actually it's fine. I was misdoing my Sudoku in my head. Okay. Seven is in one of those, it's in one of these, but I don't know which one. What a remarkable puzzle, actually. It's incredibly tightly drawn, isn't it? I think. I mean, I think I've missed Sudoku at various opportunities, but I don't think there's a surplus of information in this grid. I really don't. I think it's something... I see, if this was 2, that is very... 2, 2. 2 would have to be there. 2 would have to be there. 2 would have to be there. This is what I've already looked at. This works very beautifully, I think. I think you get that exact disposition of 2s in the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. None of them are hitting each other, are they? I don't think so. This would be 4, this would be 4, that would be 4. You probably get all the 2s and all the 4s in the grid. Oh no, I know what it is. I've got something here. Oh dear, you're going to all be cross with me, aren't you? Well, I have to say, yesterday there was no heckling, and that was very kind. But look, I can use this zipper. Oh dear, so purple is 5 wherever it appears, because 8 is 3 plus 5. Ah! So these are 7s. And, well, that's going to do my 2s and 4s here. So the 5 has to go with, the 5 has to go with 4. The 7 goes with 2. This is a 4. I don't think that was the way I wanted it to be. So that's 4, that's 9. Yeah, I think if it was 2, we were going to get them all. And if it was 4, we weren't. So now this is a 3-9 pair. These squares are a 1-2 pair. And have I now? No. Have I done it all apart from Sudoku? Oh, that would be terrifying. I'm not sure. I could have done, you know. Oh, that's a 7. How many 7s have we got? Loads. All of them. All of them. All of the 7s are done. All your 7s belong to us. And presumably I've got... I know how I can get all the 5s. I can, and I have got all the 5s. That's become a 1. So 1 is in one of 2 places in that box up there. 1, 2, 3, and 6 into this column. So that's a 1 or a 3. That, no, it doesn't work. I thought we might be able to do better than that. What about... So we've done all our 5s, we've done all our 7s. Now we also got some 2s and 4s for our troubles, didn't we? So do we think 4s are now restricted? Yes, 4s are restricted. 4, 4, 3. That's not 3 anymore. How many 4s have we got? Loads. How many... I don't know. Let's try 2s as well. So, 2s may be a little bit more... No, where's 2 in that box? 2 is actually placed in that box. That's beautiful. So one of these is a 2. And, yeah, okay, so what we can ask now is where's 2 in this column? It's actually only got one place it can go. So that's 2, that's 1. So 1 is now in box 1, is definitely in this domino, which seems to make that a 3 and that a 1. And that 3 makes that a 9 and that a 1. Let's double click 1. Oh, look at that. All our 1s are done. What about our 3s? No, they're not done yet. But maybe we can do a bit better. Why have I got a 4 in there? That shouldn't be there, should it? This column needs... oh, why have I got 5 in there? That's otiose. 9 in this column is necessary. So 9, 3, 3, 3. These squares are 2 and something. 2 and 8. Somehow not resolved. That square, though, is going to be gettable, isn't it? We haven't put 9 into that column. So that's the 9 in column 6. This is an 8. That's a 2. That's an 8. These 2 squares are somethings. 2 and 6. Yeah, that's fine. 2 and 6. If this is 3 and 8, that's 3 and 8. We should be able to get that digit now if we don't have a complete ricket. 8, 8, 3, 3. Wow, this is some puzzle. 9, 6. And I think that might be how to solve it. Let's see. Yes! 25 people in 6 days. That is a brilliant puzzle. It's brilliant. The mathematics of these lines... well, that's only half the story. There's 3 things I want to talk about this puzzle. The first is that the mathematics of the lines are really cool. They're much more profound than you first think. I love the fact you can just get that this is an arrow from the sort of Z trick. But then the selection of the positioning of the lines is beautiful, because seeing that by locking 1 out of this square, and the fact that you then could never put a 1 in on this arrow, which forced this to be a 9 and forced this to be a 2, 3, 4 triple, that is quality. That's a really beautiful point. And then the puzzle let itself down a little bit by insisting on me doing Sudoku. I'm just kidding. At which I didn't excel. But then I forgot the rule as it applied there and couldn't see what to do at all. So that's no doubt caused much, much hoarseness in the audience as you've all shouted croakily at me. And I apologise for that. My ineptitude knows few bounds. But do let me know what you thought of the puzzle. I think Dr. Logic deserves an awful lot of kudos for that one. And I will go and say bazinga to myself many times. Let me know in the comments how you got on. We enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.